Ciao ragazzi, this is Katie Portanova, and you're listening to Florence and Me. I'm a lover of stories and all things Italian, and I'm going to bring you all that in this podcast. My intention is to inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and explore life and travel the world. Join me as I tell you my story and many others about Italy and my love, Florence. Andiamo! Ciao a tutti! I am back for another episode of Florence and Me. I have some, I don't know if it's news. It's just some stuff I'd like to, talk about, since I feel like I have a lot of fans out there, because I'm noticing an uptick of listeners, and I appreciate all of you for listening and listening to my stories, and I hope you're getting something out of this because I seem to be getting a lot of consulting clients from this podcast. So thank you, all the people in the world, all over the world. So with this podcast and with my website, my blogs and everything, I feel like I'm giving you guys a lot of information, a lot of helpful information for those of you that can't, put in the time and the money to hire me to help you. So I always like to give you a lot of great stories. So that is always my goal when it comes to using this podcast as one of my voices, because as times have changed, I don't go out as much. I don't see a lot of my friends. I don't do a lot of things. We're all very busy, obviously. So I don't have a lot of people to talk to. So thank you for being the person I talk to out there in the world. I just came back from a women's empowering meeting, women empowering women, in my hometown. And it was empowering. It was great to see. I've started to get to know a lot of the ladies. Some of them used to come to my body flow class, so I have reconnected with them on a different level, of a business level. So it's really great, and it's really great to be around, empowering women, because I feel that in the last year I've been slowly trying to build my team, and the team of empowering people around me that want to stand behind me and support me, and I seem to be really building that, and I appreciate all those people that are those people, you know who you are, that have been helping me build this dream, because I know that this is something really, really great, and I want this to be my job, my full-time job. So sharing Italy with the world, sharing my friends with the world, sharing experiences with amazing people, that's what I want to do. I want to give back and give these stories to people that actually want to hear about different parts of Italy, different parts of Tuscany. And since talking to some newer clients, consulting clients, I've noticed a lot of people are still using travel agents, which are totally fine. But the two people I talked to recently were very upset, kind of discouraged about their travel agent, because they weren't excited and they gave them bad advice. One of them was given really boring tours, and this person was upset about it. And that's why this person reached out to me, and he wanted something different and something more enticing and more with heart, and wanted to be to be known and to be heard. And so for this example, he's traveling by himself. So solo travelers, if you need some help with connecting with Florentines or with Tuscans, and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going to places where, you know, people are excited and going you have a connection with me. Like, you're listening to my podcast right now. You're like, hey, I listen to Katie. She's giving me a lot of advice. I'm going to contact her because I don't want to talk to a travel agent that's sitting in a desk with with headsets on, because they don't know Lorenzo at said vineyard. They don't know my friend Sara, who makes jewelry in the center of Florence. Like, they don't know these people. And these are the authentic experiences that I'm promoting through Truly Italy. So, I mean, don't waste your money on a travel agent, guys. If you really want a unique and amazing experience in Tuscany, in Florence, I got you. Again, no offense to the people that use travel agents. If you're checking things off your bucket list, travel agent's the way to go. If you want a meaningful, bespoke, authentic experience in Tuscany, Truly Italy is the way to go. Switching gears. So apart from consulting, I've got these retreats. That I have built into. Really excited about doing a second Wine and Relax, and my first Spirit and Soul, my women's retreat. And that is something that I've been wanting to do. God, over 10 years, I've been wanting to do a yoga retreat and host a yoga retreat, meditation, since I'm a trained mindful meditation teacher. I wanted to do all this because I've always liked the way my teachers made me feel in yoga, in meditation. I like that feeling of care. And when I used to teach body flow more often, meditation was probably my favorite thing to give back to my participants, my clients, at the club. So I plan it and I make it very special. So if you're looking for a week away, Camporsevoli for a women's retreat is where you want to be. It is in the middle of beautiful forest on top of a mountain. It's gorgeous. And we will be there at the beginning of September, so no problems with the weather. It's going to be warm. We have a pool. My mother-in-law is coming to help cook. And there's only 4 spots. So I'm hoping I get some 4 amazing people, 4 amazing women who really want to dive deep into their self-care and focusing on themselves. And just being present, being in the moment, as it always has been. My goal for Truly Italy is to be present, to focus on oneself. Onward. Those were my announcements. So I know I've talked about this vineyard sporadically throughout my podcast episodes of vineyards and wine tastings and such, but I want to highlight it this episode. And it's Altiero. Altiero is the vineyard I visited with Chelsea last September. Not this past one, September 2021. And that was my first time meeting Paolo and his wife, Samuela. And I forget the other woman that works there. She speaks all the languages. I'm sorry, I forgot. But she's amazing as well. Because I heard her speaking French, English, Spanish. This woman speaks everything. Anyway, so I just want to give you a little bit of a history of Altiero. And when you come with me on one of these retreats, you'll be able to see, firsthand how passionate Paolo is about his vineyard. And again, this is probably deja vu for some of you if you've been listening to my podcast for a while. I talk about him quite a bit. I'm still kind of perturbed that he still doesn't have a website so I can buy his wine more frequently. I have to email him to get wine, but I'm still happy that he's, focused on eye on the prize, like his beautiful vines and his beautiful wine, and olive oil as well. So Altiero was founded in 2001. So it's very, very young. It's a young vineyard. It was founded by his dad, Paolo's dad, Maurizio. And Paolo was just 20 years old in 2001. I think Paolo and I are about the same age. It was a business that was started by his grandfather, Altiero, what's the name of his grandfather? Altiero Winery. And Paolo graduated in 2000 in his major was agriculture. And he's always, when he was a young kid, he's always dreamed of becoming a wine producer. And then right after he finished school, that's when he started like focusing more on how to make wine. What can I do to make this my life? And he started good. He had this focus like me, focus on the prize. I lived in Italy. It's the same. That's why I feel like I'm really connected to him. Paolo worked the first year of Altiero in 2001, and then simultaneously he worked at a really nice vineyard. You might know the name Castello di Varazzano. And that is another vineyard nearby in Greve that he was kind of like I guess I would call it like apprenticeship, like he was learning. He gained a lot of experience from this and got to understand how to make wine from the mentors at Verazzano, if I say it right. And it was love at first sight for Paolo. This is something he wrote me, so I'm kind of like paraphrasing what he wrote. But this is what he wrote about his vineyard. 2001 was his first vintage of Chianti Classico. And if you remember, I think I might have talked about Chianti Classico, the rule, like you won't find a Chianti Classico without the black rooster. A Chianti Classico can only be made in a certain way and only be made in a certain region. So you might see other types of Chianti at the store, at Binny's, at your local liquor store that says Chianti. So it's a different type of process and a different type of wine. So you know that you will be getting like a very good type of wine when you have the black rooster. And that's just like kind of like a seal to say Chianti Classico. When he made that first vintage of Chianti Classico, he had no cellar. He fermented and aged the wine in his family's garage. Okay, and I've seen their house. It's very small. It's on the property of the vineyard. The first year, Altiero only made 1,350 bottles, and slowly but surely they started growing. In 2004, the first bottle of Reserva was made. In 2007, they produced their first Super Tuscan. All of their wine is so unique and so good. Like, and again, I know I say this about every vineyard, but every vineyard is different. In 2015, they built their first underground cellar, and now they produce 6 types of wine and about 18 to 20,000 bottles in total a year. And I've seen their underground cellar. It's amazing. They have a lot more things they want to do with it. So when you do come with me, you'll see that cellar, but it can be bigger, better. There's so many things that he wants to do. The wines they produce, they have a rosé that is dry and it's produced entirely with Sangiovese grapes. The Chianti Classico is made with 100% Sangiovese and is aged 16 months in wood and steel barrels. And I'm going through all the wines now. The Reserva is made with pure Sangiovese grapes from the oldest and lowest part of the vineyard. And he made me specifically remember that, the lowest and oldest part. The Reserva ages 26 months in the cellar between wood and steel barrels, and then refines another 6 months in the bottle. And yeah, the Reserva is amazing. The Gran Selezione, which I don't think I've tasted, it's a different type of variety, is made with the grapes from the highest part of the vineyard and the most perfect bunches of grapes. So if you ever looked at, actually, if you see my website, I might have like a bunch of grapes on there, but it's very interesting. I learned this just when I was with Paolo, and also another winemaker told me about it. For Gran Selezione, they take the wine, the grapes from the highest part of the vineyard. So you must, if you saw like Monteferralle, some of my videos or some of my pictures, like it's very hilly, obviously in Tuscan hills, but Altiero is incredibly hilly. Like incredibly hilly. It is like steep slopes. Like it's incredible. So he's talking about the highest part of the vineyard. So right at the top of one of his like hills, I guess. And imagine just the most gorgeous and perfect bunch of grapes ever. Like no like dead ones, nothing like no crushed ones. It's just perfect. And this Gran Selezione is aged 34 months between wood and steel barrels and at least 1 year in the bottle. So damn, that is good shit right there. And then lastly, they produce 2 IGT or EGT, as I say, better known as Super Tuscans. One is a blend of half of Merlot, half of Sangiovese grapes, which ages 24 months in oak barrels. The other Super Tuscan is a limited edition, only 650 bottles produced, and that is pure black Malvesa. Why can't I say this right? Malvesa. I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. That is a refined, and it's refined in terracotta. So this particular Super Tuscan, it's not in oak barrels, it's in terracotta, and I saw it. It's gorgeous. This barrel. And this Super Tuscan is made 100% with Tuscan products. Yeah. Okay. And then the Tuscan black grape from Impruneta. Okay. So the Tuscan Malvesa. I can't even say it. Grape. Whatever. Malvasia. Malvesa. I can't even say it. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. I'm having like a really bad Italian day, which is sometimes a lot. They also make an amazing extra virgin olive oil, and it's amazing. I've had it. Anyway, so that's all about their wine. That's it. That's all I have to say about Altiero. But I just want you to know that I just happened upon Altiero and Paolo and Samuela, and I'm so glad I did. They have just an amazing gift and passion for winemaking and passion for just making the best of the best. And they're very simple folk. And they don't, again, like I said, they don't have a website. You can only get to them through me or if you look them up online. But I don't even think there's any information. There's no phone number. There's nothing on Facebook. I think that's the only place he's on. But since he was just finishing up the olive harvest, like I haven't heard from him in a while. I had emailed him a couple days ago, like a week ago, and he hasn't got back to me. So he finally did. And anyway, but so this is what I'm talking about. He's like nothing about social media, nothing about email. He doesn't like any of his shit. I don't even know what kind of phone he has. I don't even know. I wouldn't be surprised if he had still a Nokia phone. That would be hilarious. Because my friend Kelly, if you ever listen, she had that for a really long time. Because Kelly does not like technology, and I love her for it. Tangent, yes, went off on a tangent. Okay, yeah. So that's it. All I wanted to talk about today was highlight Altiero. I hope to be getting some new wine from them eventually. And I will do another unboxing. If you follow me on Instagram, I did an unboxing on Instagram, which is great because I love opening new bottles of wine and opening the box of new bottles of wine. It's yummy. Anywho, so I will leave you with, if you are at all thinking about joining my Tuscan Wine Club, go to my website, click on work with me, find Tuscan Wine Club, the page, and see if it, tickles your fancy there. I got 4 vineyards that I'm really excited about. I'm going to highlight Cantina La Frasca the next episode, so you can hear all about Matteo and his lovely family in Cetona. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else comes out, what else unfolds for Truly Italy and for me and Stefano, because we've got a lot of plans, guys. We got a lot of plans. Allora, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. A presto. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I am beyond grateful for you listening to my podcast right now. I am so excited to share my journey of living abroad and all of my stories of Florence and Italy and all the places in between that I've visited. If this has reached you in any way and you would like to continue, please subscribe now. Also, go check out my website, trulyitaly.tours, for all my travel experiences. Ci si vede. Ciao.